All right. Welcome back, everybody. I am Phil. With me, as always, is my partner in crime, Mango.
Hello.
And we're reviewing Pokemon. This is part 3 of Gen 4, so you probably figure out how we're doing it by now. But if you don't, Sauce is the best, Awesome is the second best, Basic is the third best, Chore is the second worst, or third worst, Dookie is the second worst, and Failure is the absolute worst. We've also got some special guests today. Kelsey.
Yo, hello.
And Mason.
That's me.
And we're going to get back into this with a little guy known as Weavile. This is the first Pokemon of Gen 4. There's a couple in here that I feel like exist not because they had a good idea for a new Pokemon, but because they felt like they gave a Pokemon before stats that weren't good enough for it.
Okay.
So they were just like, oh crap, just I'll make it evolve. Because it's like, it looks no different from Sneasel. I know it's got like a bigger crown or whatever. It's a chore. It doesn't change enough from Sneasel.
What?
I think they just put it in because they wanted Sneasel to be better.
Could you repeat the order one more time, Phil? It's you, me.
It's me, then you, then Mason, then Corey.
Got it. Okay.
So we start and end with an official host of the show.
Got it. Okay. Okay, so then it's me. I think they changed it. I mean, not a ton, I will give you that, but it's no longer asymmetrical, which is interesting. It kind of feels like a backtrack, like they were like, look at this asymmetrical, edgy Pokemon, and then they were like, but when it evolves, it gets even. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. This is like the first Pokemon in a long time that I'm like looking at the shiny form, and I'm just like, I want that one. I want the pink and yellow one. That's
Because it looks like starbursts.
Yeah, it's so cool. That being said, I haven't really used Sneasel. Definitely, I like Sneasel better. I like the asymmetry of Sneasel. So I would also give this probably a chore. Not for me.
I don't know what y'all are talking about. I think they did definitely decide that they needed to make Sneasel better. Mm-hmm. But I think they did a good job. Like, I think it looks cool, and it's still, like, it's cocky and fun and powerful, and just, I think it's an enjoyable Pokemon. And I'm going awesome.
Ooh, awesome.
Okay.
I do like its little jewel on its forehead.
Corey?
Yeah, I like Weavile enough. I agree with what you guys are saying. Not a whole lot changed. I'll still give it a basic, though. I still like it.
So
That should not be 31. 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2.
It's 31.
There we go. 13. For some reason, it added up to 31. That'll put Weavile in the basic category. Weavile. More like I revile it, but other people don't, so it can go to basic. Now, Magnezone, our next extra evolution, I feel like they did enough to change it, to make it its own thing. I can give this an awesome. It looks like a UFO, which apparently actually exists in real life now, and I feel like not enough people are talking about that. But
Wait, what?
I didn't go to Magnezone.
Magnezone?
Yeah, he's not in here.
Magnezone should be the next one.
Nope. Kelsey, you need to go to make sure you're in Gen 4, because if you're in Gen 8, Magnemite wasn't in Gen 8, so it's not going to be on the same page as Cerebi.
But I'm sorry, Phil, what was this again about an actual UFO now?
Oh, yeah, they,
What?
confirmed UFOs. The U.S. government just, released a video of a UFO, and they're like, yeah, that's a UFO. Anyway,
Oh. Well.
So, I mean, that just means it's an unidentified flying object. It's probably just somebody on Earth with, an experimental spacecraft. But anyway, yeah, UFOs exist, confirmed by the government, and no one's talking about it. So Magnezone deserves an awesome, so somebody will talk about this. And also, Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 was majorly involved in getting that released.
What? Oh, okay, now I'm really starting not to is it April 1st?
This is a whole other video. Google it after this. Tom DeLonge, UFO. I'm not messing with you because 2020 is the strangest year ever. Kelsey, what do you think of Magnezone? Get in the zone, Magnezone.
You know what? I will fail. I don't like this thing. I don't know what's going on. I'm just like, why? But why? What is this? I don't understand. Maybe it has better stats. That's cool. I don't know. It was like, what if we made Magneton like kind of creepy and strange? Yeah, it's my hard and fast opinion.
What's your rating?
Oh, I said fail.
Oh, I didn't hear you say failure. Dang.
Well, guys, why give it an evolution if you're gonna make it look stupid?
It doesn't look stupid. It looks like a Magnemite that did push-ups.
No, it doesn't. Push-ups don't make your head get bigger.
I think you're
Mason,
doing the wrong kind of push-ups.
Mason, come be the voice of reason here. Say this thing is awesome.
I will be the voice of reason and call it a chore. It's just
moderate.
I just don't enjoy it that much, but I can't like hate it. But I don't like it either, so it can't go into basic for me. It's just like I don't know if I would have liked 9 Magnezones or whatever they're called, the first form. Magnemites. Just 9 Magnemites, I think I would have enjoyed more because that would have been funny.
That would have been funny. You're right. Like three Magnetons get stuck together, so it's just 9 Magnemites. Like, oh god, make it stop. Then it gets a Mega Evolution. That's like.
Why do I like that idea so much? I want like a mushroom ring of Magnemites. Be like, look, final form.
Look, Kelsey, if you're ever looking for a warm-up drawing that's just circles and horseshoes, that could be like a good something to just like shut your brain off and be like, circle, horseshoe, circle, horseshoe. I don't know. Kelsey, Corey, maybe that's good art. Corey, how do you feel about this thing?
You know, I for the longest time, and when this first came out, it never really impacted me. I didn't think it was bad, but I didn't super like it. Then my brother used it in one of its Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Pokemon cards, Jesus.
Big old
that
crossover.
time when it transcended into Yu-Gi-Oh.
But yeah, it had like this ability to just throw down extra energies a turn as much as you wanted, and it seemed really sick. So that got some respect from me. I'm gonna go from mature to a basic.
That's a deep like Pokemon card game made that
no.
elevate.
What happened? Why does it keep doing like these weird ratings? Oh, I'm just maybe not clicking on stuff. It said 51 because apparently I didn't put
in your
my calculator because I'm trying to like get better averages. Well, unfortunately, Magnezone goes into the chore zone.
Not every
it's
time.
A chore.
Just every time.
Licky Licky is the Pokemon that makes me feel sicky. This is a failure. Why would they ruin Lickitung? I don't like it.
Oh! What? Oh no!
It's a Pokemon that it evolves from Lickitung, but it doesn't get really good at anything. It's kind of a wall, I guess.
It looks like it gets Wi-Fi though.
It's a Wi-Fi hotspot. This is a failure for me. This is the maybe the worst new evolution.
Okay. I like the bib. The bib is funny to me. So I think the bib, and I do kind of like the little curly Q.
It's ice cream generation.
It's ice cream generation. Everybody got a Q. I think the bib and the curly Q put it as a dookie for me.
You know, I like this guy. It has Shellos energy for me in that I love it so much.
Aww.
Like, it's not like I'm like it's my favorite or anything, but it's just so like silly, and I love it. I feel like someone was like, hey, what if we did this as a joke? And then they did it. And that's just so fun to me.
Like one of the artists drew this and was like, what do you guys think?
Look at this. And then everyone went, oh, that's pretty good. And they went, what? No. And then it became a Pokemon.
What? No. Please, no.
I want to point out, this Pokemon's very unhealthy because it's 5'7" and 308 pounds. Like,
well, I I want to point out that its German name is Slurplex, which I just love.
Slurplex?
Because it's Slurplex, which is a combination, I'm assuming, don't quote me because I don't speak German, of the sound slurp and suplex. And that's baller.
That is pretty baller. I do like that. Slurplex.
What are you giving it, Mason?
I'm going basic.
Corey, champion of normal types.
Champion of normal.
Can you find place in your heart to love this thing?
No.
No.
I do agree with the failure, Phil. Because Lickitungue's biggest thing is its tongue. And when it evolves, its tongue gets smaller. Its tail also gets smaller.
Does it it
its
does have a
legs
tail.
also get smaller. Its little markings on its belly get smaller and turn into a Wi-Fi symbol. It doesn't seem to me like it's evolving. This just feels like a cousin.
Yeah, like a worse cousin.
Awkward cousin.
So yeah, I agree with the fail. This one just doesn't meet up to my normal type standards.
Well, that'll make Licky Dookie. Maybe we can move on to a superior Pokemon, a Rhyperior Pokemon, which I feel like saying it's a superior Pokemon make it sound like I'm gonna give it like really high marks. It's fine. It's like it's just an uglier Rhydon. Like, I don't like the new orange belt it has. I don't like that it looks like it's wearing hockey pads. Like, Batman would not like this Pokemon. So I think this is Dookie for me. Kelsey?
I was actually going to agree with Dookie, too. I feel like it's like what they did with... Because I like the Alolan... It's the Alolan form, right, of Golem?
Yes.
I like that one. So maybe if they slapped a mustache on this thing, I'd be cool with it. I don't know. But this one, I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like his little nut cup either. That's
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
that's
God.
weird for me. So I don't know if it's a total failure, but I would agree with the Dookie.
I'm feeling sure on this one, personally. I can't, like, say I hate it, but I definitely don't like it. Mm-hmm. And its fingers wouldn't work yet again, and that's a problem, because I need working fingers on all my Pokemon so they can give me cool high fives.
Right.
Cool high fives. Fingers almost as
Yeah.
awkward as the penguin one.
Yeah. And this one has, like, a hole in its hand, and I know it's, like, supposed to, like, shoot stuff out of that, but I don't like that imagery of, like, there just being a hole in its, like, palm.
It's like Drew Carey from that episode of Community where he's just like a totally normal lawyer, but he's got a hole through his hand. He's like, nobody talk about it.
Nobody. I was thinking of Moroku from Inuyasha. Maybe he sucks things in his hand through his... Nobody? No Inuyasha?
Nah.
Inuyasha build when?
You little baby!
Corey.
You little baby boys!
Corey!
I agree with Chor on this thing. I mean, it's not raising my eyebrows or nothing, but it doesn't offend me either.
Well, Rhyperior will get the Dookie, so I guess it isn't actually a superior Pokemon to Licky because it got the same rating. But when we go through the Dookie, I'm going to argue that it should be a little bit higher. Tangrowth!
Okay.
This is what Tangela will look like after quarantine because it hasn't been able to get a haircut. Yeah. It takes Tangela and makes it too much. I think this is a Dookie also. I think it's interesting that, like, of the 4th gen Pokemon, we really liked the original designs, and like the stuff that they're like piggybacking off of another generation is getting way lower marks from us so far. This is a Dookie for me.
This is kind of a fail for me because I think I used a Tangela once for a hot second. There's something that's kind of charming about Tangela, the fact that it's like round and it's just like this little ball of vines. And it's like, well, what does it look like under the vines? I don't know, but it's kind of cute. And then they gave it hands, like really weird, creepy hands. Almost like they're almost a Mimikyu adjacent hands, but the hands work so much better on Mimikyu, like the little like swipey hand. And it's like half of the vines all like merged together like dough into this like weird bell shape, and I don't like it. The end. Also, I'm looking at it. I think when
The end also.
the end also. Why is it blue now? Why did it turn into blue putty? It was vines.
It's always been blue.
blue.
Was it?
Yeah, Tangela's blue too.
You can look down at
green.
Tangela on the same page, Kelsey.
Oh, well, that's stupid.
Mason, how do you feel? I mean, the shiny's green.
The shiny is green. I thought Tangela was green. Doesn't matter.
Again, I don't really have any strong opinions on this one. I never used it. I never had an urge to use it, but I do enjoy it a little bit. So I'm gonna go basic because I like it more than I like Rhyperior for sure. That's
I did rank this lower than Rhyperior. Interesting.
Yeah. Basic.
Corey?
I'm unsure with it. The feet legs that are now showing. I mean, it looked like it had little shoe feet before, and now they're just nubbins.
It had little Kirby feet. Pro shoes, boo nubbins. No nubbins. We don't like them here. I like nubbins. But...
So, yeah, last episode when I was talking about this, I was getting a whole lot of it. But now I'm glad everyone is on my side. Shoes are fine, feet are bad.
I feel like these aren't nubbins, though. These are stompy feet. These are weird stompy feet.
To me, it looks like it might be doing like ballerina tiptoes.
They look like udders to me, but I don't want to discuss that.
Oh, what if... okay.
Let's just put it in Dookie, Tangrowth. Welcome to Dookieville. Man, all this Dookie in quarantine.
It's like they had the Tangela for like a claymation special, and then they accidentally squished the things together, and they were like, we'll fix it in post. Sorry, Corey.
Now,
that was a swear you're gonna have to edit.
It's fine. Now we move into an evolution I think is actually pretty good. Electivire. I think this is an awesome looking Pokemon. I think it still resembles Electabuzz. I don't feel like I needed an Electabuzz evolution. I feel like Electabuzz was fine being the last one, but Electivire's here. It's got its live wires. It's got more of that like electric Yeti thing going. It's a little bit floofier. I think it's an awesome Pokemon. Kelsey disagrees. Kelsey,
I'm not digging these evolutions of my Gen 1s. So my brother and I, I was a little jerk, and my brother and I used to race through reading the Pokemon Handbook. We owned the physical copy of the Pokemon Handbook, and I would be like, Bryce, we should totally like race through reading the Pokemon Handbook. Well, I was 4 years older and had a much better reading comprehension, so it was stupid. But like, I have a soft spot for all of the Gen 1 ones because I was just so invested in them. Like, we read the handbook, we did all this, and so like these evolutions of them, I'm just like not really feeling. And I think this is another Dookie for me.
Mason.
I don't like the fuzz.
Are you going to have the same boomer energy that Kelsey did?
Listen.
Oh, certainly not. Certainly not. I know exactly where this belongs, and this belongs in awesome. It's so cool. It's got like Tesla coil, like giraffe nubbins, and I like that.
Tesla coil giraffe nubbins.
Yeah, quote me on that one. You can quote me on saying Tesla coil giraffe nubbins. Use it out of context. I just enjoy this Pokemon. I think it's a cool continuation of a line. The mouth is uncomfortable, but that's the only thing I don't like is the weird, like, aggressive smile that it has. But everything else I think is cool.
It looks like a grimace beneath a little porky nose.
Corey?
Yeah, I do really like this thing. Honestly, my only complaint with it is the first two forms have like the same kind of eye, and then this one just switches to red. Throws me off a little bit, but not that big of a complaint considering I'm giving this thing sauce.
Ooh. The two awesomes and a sauce. Is that enough to pull it from Dookie? I believe it is. Electivire, welcome to Basic. Now, maybe you can get a little something more out of this one, Kelsey. It's Magmortar. What if Magmar had cannon on arm, but also had dumb egg body? This one's such a roller coaster for me. Because cannon arm, always cool. Samus, cool. But dumb egg, it's like a fusion of Samus and Dr. Robotnik. And that's not something I want paired up in my world. So I'll call it a chore, I think. Kelsey?
What happened to his face? His face was a ducky, the bird duck. Birdo duck.
What happened to his butt forehead?
I know. That
His
was
forehead
always,
used to be
Caught on
such a
fire.
great flaming butt cheek.
it was so iconic. His butt head. He was the butthead Pokemon.
I know it's supposed to be fire, but I'm gonna pretend it's ice cream like all the
Oh
others.
yeah, totally. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this guy's got a full-on ice cream head. It's the ice cream gen.
I don't like the stripy body. I don't like the gun hands. I don't like that he lost his butt head, and I don't like that his thighs are pink when everything else is red. And this is a fail. I'm sorry.
It's another chicken leg.
I don't like it. Well,
Mason.
sorry guys.
Mason, do you like hot, spicy ice cream on your chicken legs?
No, I don't. But for this Pokemon, I think that's a whole other opinion. The point that its legs are pink, I really don't like that with its lips also being pink, because to me that implies that's the same kind of skin.
Oh no.
Yeah, like, and I don't like that at all.
Thighs and
That is
lips.
a problem with me. I was gonna say basic, but with that realization, I'm gonna have to go chore.
Corey?
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Are both hands cannons?
No. Oh,
Yes,
I think
no,
they are.
at the same time.
I think they are. I think like they kind of like the fingies kind of in and they go. Pew, pew, as-
yeah,
as
I think so. I think
eloquently
it's like
said
a
as that
cyborg
was.
thing.
So it's like because I was noticing on one hand there are little claws and on the cannon hand there isn't. So I don't know if like only one could be the cannon, but they could be retractable on either side too.
Yeah, they must
I'm-
be, because in the Diamond and Pearl sprite, both hands have fingers.
Yeah.
And then in the Platinum sprite, it's like, I'm going to shoot you with my gun.
With my
Hand.
gun.
Either way, I think this thing is dumb. Fail.
Failure. Ooh. And that'll put it.
Yay, me
At
and
a rating-
Corey agree.
At a rating none of us gave it, but a rating we gave some other stuff tonight. Magmortar is just Magmorduki. You're dating me. You chose to be committed to me. Quarantine was coming and you were like, yep. I don't need to find my own place. I'm sticking it out with him. Speaking of romantic things, Togekiss is here, and I think Togekiss is finally some good evolutions. This is a sauce. It's a big, fat chicken to lay the big, fat egg
Are
that
you
is
hungry?
Togepi.
You're just like,
I am
chicken.
pretty hungry. Kelsey, I would run over someone with my car for Popeyes right now.
Oh my god. Someone's gonna clip that when you are arrested for something.
They're gonna be like, okay, he said it was an accident, but the guy
I'm pretty
did
sure he
just
was
walk
going
out of a
for
Popeyes.
Popeyes.
Regardless, Togekiss is sauce. And it's sauce I want to put on this delicious chicken. Kelsey.
What's up? I think this is a chore. It's just I don't know. I like Mantine, and this is not.
I don't know. You
this
can't
isn't
like
the Pokemon.
Mantine and also like Togekiss. Everyone knows that's illegal. Kelsey, I want to point out one thing for you. Look at that wing and tell me that's not a little Hercules cloud swoosh.
I do like. I was gonna say I like the little squirrel, the swirl on its wing. That's cute. I do like that they keep with the motif, the egg motif on its tummy. I don't know. This evolution just doesn't really do anything for me. I'm glad that Togepi got fairy typing finally. Yeah. I'm also not honestly a huge fan of the blue and red, like one of each. I don't know.
It has a red, white, and blue feather on its head, Kelsey. Do you not like those colors in combination?
I'm calling the police now.
The police. Call them.
Hello, police. We have someone who doesn't love America as much as she should.
And also, someone may have run over someone on the way to Popeyes.
And also there's a dead guy with biscuit crumbs on his fingers.
Definitely got biscuit crumbs.
Mason.
Popeyes sponsor us.
Mason, bring back the reason, please.
Yeah, I like this. It's nice. It's friendly. It's like a big airplane.
This is a friend.
That is also a chicken. Yeah, it's a friend. It's the Jubilee Pokemon, and who wouldn't want to be friends with the Jubilee Pokemon?
What if
it's
its name
just
was
happy.
Togekiss?
Well, I would speak some Hebrew to it, and I'm allowed to say that because I'm a Jew. I like it, and it's fun and good, and I'm gonna say awesome.
Corey?
Sauce.
Oh, Corey.
I love this line. Togetic was, I'll admit, the worst part of it, but Togepi and Togekiss, they're both saucy for me.
And Togekiss will be our first awesome of the night, despite Kelsey's best efforts.
Listen. Also, I just love waiting for Corey to say sauce, because the way Corey says sauce. Sauce. Sauce.
Now, if you want a Pokemon that doesn't really change between its previous evolution, let's talk about Yanmega. This is a Pokemon that is a Dragonfly even more than its pre-evolution was a Dragonfly. It evolves by learning Ancient Power, a Rock-type move, but gets no Rock typing, and doesn't really have anything associated with fossils or ancient abilities.
It's like an ancient version. This is what dragonflies are theorized to have looked like back then. Back in the
Their
ancient
tails
times.
were just down instead
No,
of.
they were
It's
big.
not enough for me. It's a chore.
D-
Oh yeah, this is 6'3".
Ew.
This is a bug as big as I am.
Yeah, this is a big old bug.
Okay, wait, hold on. Just so it doesn't hurt me, it's basic, not a chore. Kelsey.
Ogre Darner. A Darner is a type of dragonfly. Thanks, Animal Crossing.
Same.
And ogres have layers.
They do have
Thank
layers.
you, Shrek.
Thank you, Shrek.
And a
Thank you,
Pokemon is a pocket
Shrek.
monster. We did
We
it.
did
Thank
it.
you, Shrek.
Oh no. Why they want to make Yanma look like spaceship? I don't like it. I'm scared. I'm like that person this round, but I feel like this is another fail for me. I don't get it. I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
Kelsey's absorbed my third gen energy.
I don't know. I'm just like, but why? And I also don't have it. Again, I don't have any nostalgia for this gen, so It's like I'm seeing these evolutions of Pokemon that I know for the first time, and I'm just like, but I will say I do like the shiny slightly better. The blue looks a little better for me, but no, I don't like its window eyes.
Mason?
Yeah, I enjoy this Pokemon quite a bit.
Sorry, real quick. Can I
well-
change it to Dookie because it has spikes on its back and that's kind of dragon-esque and it's a dragonfly? Dookie.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I personally think this is a great expansion on Yanma because they took a little boy who looks like he wants to be an aviator and made him into like an ace pilot, and also it's a bug the entire time. I just really enjoy the way it exists, and this one's not shaped like a friend. It's shaped like an enemy in the coolest way. I'm going awesome.
Corey?
This thing looks like a vampire bit of crocodile, and then that vampire crocodile bit of dragonfly. Basic.
The most basic of things.
I love the explanation landing on, basic.
Basic.
That basic will make it a basic. I don't actually know. Don't check my math on whether or not that is what tipped the scales. But it is basic. Yanmega won't get the ban Mega. It gets to stay. Now, I think it's time we get our Leafon with Leafeon. I think Leafeon's one of my favorite evolutions. I really like it. It's not too much. And I think they do a good job of that with evolutions, of not going too overboard with the design. So I think this is an awesome for me.
I've been like, fail, Dookie. This is a sauce for me. I love Leafeon. It's my favorite things. It's 100% just my brand that it's an evolution, so it automatically has to be like an awesome or higher. And then it's a leaf. I love its leaf tail. I love its little curly Q. I'm a little sad about how it evolves because the only game I've really played, or one of the only games I've really played where you can get a Leafeon, like you can't get them, I think, until after the 6th gen. Or 6th gym, which is like, I gotta wait so long. But, yeah, this is a sauce for me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go all the way to sauce, but I'll definitely go awesome. I can respect it. It does what it does, and it does it well. It's a leafy little cat dog thing. I like the tail, as has been said. I like the little curly grass thing on the top of the head. I think that's just a nice little touch, and they didn't need to do it, but it works.
Yeah.
Corey, where you at with this leafy boy?
Like Mason said, it does have that nice swirl touch, but it really just kind of has nice touches all over the place. I can't think of any part of this that I would want different. Sauce.
That'll balance it out at an awesome, but a very high awesome.
Yeah.
Leafeon. I also want to point out, because it always baffles me when I look at Leafeon, Leafeon's best stat is its defense. It has 130 base defense.
That is interesting.
It is a physical wall made of leaves for some reason.
Yeah. So it's like the Umbreon equivalent. But physical.
Yes. Up next, say can you see Glaceon?
Oy.
Is another evolution. I like its little pigtail ear things. This is a sauce for me. I think this is my favorite evolution of the generation. There are only two, but it's the little icy pigtail hair thing pushes it over Leafeon for me.
Yeah, this is my least favorite evolution. That being said, it still gets an awesome because it's an evolution for me. It's kind of a low awesome, but I think it still gets an awesome. Yeah, it's the pigtail bang thing makes it feel a little too like Equestria Girl for me. And that for our viewers who don't know, because most of our viewers are male, that's a My Little Pony thing. I mean, there's a lot of bronies on the internet. You probably have a couple.
There are a lot of bronies, but
it's the anthropomorphized My Little Ponies. Yes. So yeah, I don't. The bangs pigtail thing kind of throws me for a loop. So I'm gonna give it an awesome. I like its little booties.
I am a big fan of Glaceon. I've always read the little dangly bits to be like part of those like snow hats with the flaps.
Oh, for sure.
And I really enjoy that. I think that's like a nice touch. And they also read as like little icicle kind of Johns, which I really like.
Okay.
I think this this is a good way of doing an ice type without just covering an EV in ice. Like, that was the alternative. Ice or snow just covering up like a poor little fox creature. But instead they were like, no, it's going to be blue and it's going to be cool and good. And that makes it sauce.
I agree with you, Mason. I think covering this thing just in ice would be kind of a go-to. We're not going to get creative with it, so I like that they didn't go that direction.
Would have just looked like a spiky blue Jolteon.
Right, yeah. Though I would maybe like to see some, like, snow ruffles going around the neck or something.
Ooh, yeah.
That being said, so I do want to rate this higher, but one thing that's bothering me, so those twin tail, that hair looking part to it, the backside of the head is bald then. Basic.
Whoa!
It's like if someone like shaped their entire head except for their bangs into pieces of hair.
Despite Corey's best efforts, Glaceon's still gonna land an awesome. My God, the controversy of the ice head.
The heated.
Some think it's great, some think it's an eyesore, but I think we're gonna talk about Gliscor, because that's the next Pokemon.
Oh.
They saw Gligar and they said, whoops, we forgot to give it good stats. Let's make it again, but bigger. This is a chore for me. I like Gligar. Gliscor's fine. I prefer Gligar though. And if I'm being honest, I'm much more likely to just put an Eviolite on a Gligar than I am to evolve it into a Gliscor. Kelsey?
I didn't ever really use Gligar. I think there's some cool things here. I don't really like its teeny little arms in between its claws and its shoulders, but I think it's kind of cool looking. I'm gonna give it a basic, actually. It's not quite, I apologize, the dragon bat thing. I used a dragon bat one, but I got it in a trade, so it had a
Noivern.
Noivern, thank you. It had a name that was in characters, so I couldn't read it. I think it was in Japanese, but I like this one. I'll give it a basic.
You could not see my face when it was said that this is bad, because this is such a cool Pokemon. Oh my gosh. It just looks cool. It's I don't know how else to describe it besides just everything that I wanted when I was playing Pokemon at the time was, this is the coolest thing in the world. It's got such a strange typing, which I love. It's ground flying for some reason. And it's just I can't describe it other than cool. No other words come to mind.
And it learns some great ground and flying moves by level up.
Are you salty? Are you salty boy?
Learns Sand Attack. No other ground or flying moves by a level up.
Jeez.
And it can't learn Fly. But
well, that is kind of shitty.
But go off, King.
I'm sorry, I'm the problem child with the swears, Corey.
I love it. It's sauce.
Corey?
Didn't realize I was living in a world where this thing couldn't learn Fly, but Tropius could.
Tropius is a flying type, and it should absolutely be able to learn Fly.
Flying dino.
That's the thing, is it's a dinosaur. My argument is, it should be able to learn Fly, because it just shouldn't have the flying type.
It's a Flynosaur.
But Gliscor here, Gliscor's alright. I don't got a problem with Gliscor. I'd say it looks pretty cool. Basic.
And that will put it at, drumroll please, basic. Gliscor. Mamoswine. Finally, good evolution.
Oh.
I love Mamoswine. I feel like it's the perfect finale to the Swinub line. Picturing a Mamoswine with a bunch of baby Swinubs by his feet, they're like, "Hey, you're big and fluffy and warm, and it's very cold." And they're on like they're hot, they're walking, and they're walking. Sauce.
You say that, but it's not fluffy. It's like
It's made of fluff.
It's not. Look how smooth it is.
It's fully furry.
No, if it was furry, it would have more fuzzy lines, and it doesn't have those. It's
got fuzzy lines galore. Are we looking at the same
yes,
Pokemon?
We are. It's only on his mustache. He's got a fuzzy mustache, smooth body. I like his tusks. Those are nice. But they don't... Where is his mouth? Because traditionally a tusk is actually teeth. Now, you will note that the tusks do not connect to the mustache area where the snout is, and that confuses me greatly. I'm going to do a chore. Yeah.
Mason.
I enjoy this Pokemon quite a bit. I like the fun little like mask it's got on, and it looks angry, but like in a very protective way. I love that it's a mammoth Pokemon, and I do wish it had like a long old trunk, but I think it works better without it. But I wish we had like a cool trunk. I guess we have one now, but I wish we had a Pokemon with a cool trunk. I enjoy this. I think it's fun. I think it deserves awesome.
Corey.
If there was one Pokemon I could choose to create a Dex entry for, it'd probably be this one.
Okay.
And I'd change it to something along the lines of, if you encounter this Pokemon in the wild while it's like mid-journey or long trip, you will hear Rusted Root on my way in the distance.
On my way.
Yeah.
On my way.
Sauce.
That's all we needed to hear. That'll put Mamoswine into awesome.
Mamoswine.
As we move on to Pory, pump the Pory, pump the Porygon Z. This is another one where I feel like they were like, hey, did we screw up the stats on Porygon too? And they're like, yeah, we probably should have given it just like way too much special attack. It's like, yeah, okay, you want to just try it again? Yeah. This is a chore.
It kind of looks like a Porygon fidget spinner. It's got.
Oh, it was prophetic.
Yeah. I kind of like its little head though. I like its little doop on top of its head, because everything it looks like it came out of some sort of semi-solid producing machine. I'll go basic. I think this is actually my favorite Porygon. I kind of like it. It kind of has a little fairy look to it. That is also a fidget spinner.
Can we also talk about how Porygon and none of its forms are electric type, even though it's like a computer program that came to life and it learns a ton of electric moves?
That is interesting. I've never used a Porygon in any of my playthroughs. Any stage.
Yeah, Porygon's a weird one. It also, I think, naturally gets Signal Beam, which is like a bug type.
It does.
Oh.
It's just a weird little thing.
It's just a blip.
Mason?
I think a weird little thing describes it perfectly and exactly why I want to make it awesome.
Yeah.
Hey.
I think it's a weird little thing, and that's so good. I love that it's like the line basically is like it goes from being like this is an old video game thing to like look how smooth it is, and then we messed up real bad. It's corrupted, and I just think that's really cool that they put like a mistake in the Pokemon world on purpose.
Oh. I like that lore too, because it's like they could put more polys in, and so then it got smooth as they went on. So I like that build.
Sauce.
Yow.
I love Porygon. I love Porygon's line. I do love the wicked high special attack on this. I love getting adaptability so that it powers up normal type moves on this thing. Oh.
Well, Corey, I'm afraid that Porygon Z is only a basic at the end of the day, according to our ranking.
I can live with that.
But I think it's a high basic. We'll see what happens to it. On to Gallade. Gallade is a evolution for Curlia that is psychic fighting, which I think is a very cool type. I don't like its arms. I don't like its spindly torso. I don't like that you can only make male Gallades. That feels kind of crappy. But I do like that it's a physically attacking psychic type. That's cool. So I don't know. I think basic. I do like its mega form better. I think its mega form's cool.
Like a look. Ooh.
Because it looks like a superhero.
It's got a cape, yeah.
But I'm gonna go basic. Kelsey, what's your opinion on this thing?
I'm a big fan of Gardevoir. I like Gardevoir a lot. So she is Psychic Fairy. I like this thing. I think it's dope. I get what you're saying, Phil, but I do kind of like I like the dichotomy. It would be nice to have it so you could like flip, so there could be male Gardevoirs and then female Gallades, but I do like this guy. I like him a lot.
There are male Gardevoirs.
Are there?
The gender ratio for Gardevoir is 50-50.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then that does kind of stink that this guy can't be female, but yeah, I would definitely give this an awesome. At the very least, I like this little punchy dude.
Mason?
Yeah. I like this Pokemon a good amount. I wouldn't put it in like my top tier because it always felt like kind of a little redundant because I think Gardevoir is still cool. But it's nice to have just like another option, and I think it definitely did psychic fighting better than the yoga wearing or the diaper wearing yoga monkey. Yeah.
Diaper wearing
was not a fan of that.
Monkey. Oh no.
Again, quote me on that, but out of context. Basic for me.
Yeah, I like Gallade all right. I was looking at the mega form too there. You know, it adds a bit more, I don't know, theatrics to the Pokemon, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have anything against it with the exception of its waist. Like, why is it just a big old, almost a rock? I don't know.
Yeah, this looks like it swallowed the almond and it can't poop it out.
It swallowed the Dusk Stone.
A Dawn Stone.
Oh, Dawn Stone, yes, thank you.
But yeah, otherwise, you know, I give it a basic.
And that'll put Gallade at basic. Now, can we please not pass up this opportunity to talk about Provopass, which I actually love. I love that they gave it a mustache. And I think that's it, because I think I dunked hard on Nosepass.
Really?
I'm pretty sure I did, because I don't like Nosepass, but I really like Provopass. I think this thing's awesome.
Yeah, okay, so it's legit. Oh, sorry, yeah. I like Nosepass. Which is weird because he's very much outside of my wheelhouse, and I think the first time I saw Nosepass, I was like, no. But there's like some weird, there's definitely some Easter Island charm going, and I like this thing a lot too. I also like that he has big, as Corey would say about Misdreavus, big kind eyes underneath his little hat. And so I'm going to give him an awesome.
I was also going to talk about how soulful and pure those eyes are. Like, it looks like looking into the ocean for the first time. I just love it so much. I love that it's got some friends on its side that are also telling it the other cardinal directions.
Oh God! Don't look at its 3D sprite's eyes.
Oh no! What happened?
Why?
Gets this like 1,000-yard stare of like, oh my God, no. Just because of the angle of the iris. Because the iris, instead of going up and being like hopeful and being like, how can I help? Oh, did you have a bad day? Like it just goes down like, what have I done?
What have I done?
What path have I guided this adventurer on?
Probably north, because that's the way I face.
Yes.
I like it. I'm going to go awesome.
Sauce.
No,
wait. I don't know if this affects the grading, but this is true to how I feel. I'll throw it down as a zesty. I love Provopass. He's got his little almost nose passes on the side that get attracted to him because he's a big magnetic rock thing. He's got a mustache. I'm guessing is like iron sand or something.
Oh yeah, like particles.
Yeah, they're like iron. They're iron files.
Yeah.
You know what, Corey? Just for you, I'll upgrade it to a sauce on my thing because that'll shift it from being awesome to sauce. Provopass. We're not passing up an opportunity for that. Now, it's time to talk about Grumpy Tummy Genie thing that ate Banet's evolution. It's Dusknoir. I like it. It's got Cyclops vibes. It's got Genie vibes. It's ghosty. It is thick as all heck. Physically and specially. Is cool. I wish that Banet got an evolution as well, but if this is all we can do, I'll still give it a souse.
Souse. This is a strange guy. This is a strange boy that I have never seen before. Did not know this Pokemon existed. It's got like a weird plunger on its head. I do like kind of the little like wispy genie bottom part is interesting for a ghost. It's like it's a ghost genie. I'll give it a basic.
Yeah, I was gonna say you turn this one upside down, you got another ice cream top.
It's ice cream bottom.
This is the chocolate dipped cone coming out of the thing.
This one's from Dairy Queen, so they had to turn it upside down.
Yeah. Which is just the dumbest weird flex. I hate that they do that at Dairy Queen because I feel like the employees don't want to do it. And I'm like, dude, just give me the ice cream. I trust you.
I worked at Dairy Queen and I never did it. I was like,
it's something they added like, I think 5 years ago or something. That they're like, you got to flip the blizzard around to show that it won't fall out. It's
it was definitely before that because I worked there when I was 16.
I'm not eating this on a roller coaster. Anyway, go on, Mason. How do you feel about Dusknoir?
Dusknoir's good. I like it. The one thing I have is when I was a kid, I forgot that like I saw it and I didn't realize that it was like an evolution of Dusclops. So I thought that the eye was just like a mouth, and I didn't like that one bit. Because it looks like it could be, because it just has a massive forehead otherwise.
Oh yeah, so it looks like it's just got one like red tooth and it's like, hi! So it's not an angry eye, it's a very happy mouth that's like, hey, you got ice cream
It's
over
me.
there?
It's like
I'm the harbinger of death.
Cyclops.
It's a ferryman of lost souls, actually. If you check the text entries, it'll find lost spirits and plant them in its body and then bring them home.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's what the plunger top is, like an antenna, and it's supposed to be like finding the dead, which is a weird thing to imply that antennas know where the dead
it's like
are.
Karen, like taking you across the river Styx. Interesting.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm going awesome.
Hey. Corey.
I guess according to the Diamond and Pearl Stormfront like card art, Dusknoir is on it, and that like mouth shape on his chest opens up.
Ew.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like this. I think it fixed everything that was wrong about Dusclops, that's for sure. Put me down for awesome.
Hey.
Awesome. And that'll put it at a solid awesome for Dusknoir. It also has, what's the boss for the Shadow Temple in
Zelda? Ocarina of Time?
in Zelda? Yeah, in Ocarina of Time.
I can't remember.
I can't
what
think
the,
of its
oh,
name.
that is it.
But
Is that Bongo Bongo?
Bongo Bongo. It's got Bongo Bongo vibes,
Okay,
and I like
can
Bongo
see that.
Bongo.
Hands and an eyeball.
Speaking of ghosts, though, what about a frosty lass
Oh.
named Frostlast? This one I understand why it can only be female because, of course, they did put lass in the name. This is the best thing you can do with the snow runt, in my opinion. I think this is an awesome.
Yeah. I think this is a sauce. I love this little girl. I love this little floaty girl. I love her kind of maybe not necessarily geisha vibes, but definitely like kimono vibes that she's got going on. She's also, from my understanding, is one of the like saddest Pokemon. Like there's like a very sad story for her. Yeah,
It's in the
what was that?
it looks like where I'm looking, there's an alternate dex entry, and it says legends in snowy regions say that a woman who was lost in the icy mountain was reborn as a Frostlast.
Yes, yeah, and then it's one of its abilities is the cursed body. Like there's just like something very sad and tragic about it, and I love it. I love her design. I love her little floaty tendril arms. So I'm gonna give it a sauce. I like ice ghost typing too.
I will say that we were not a fan of Drapion having its hands come out of its face, and we have
That's
that here.
true.
No, this is Glaceon, like, cool hand hat.
Hand hat.
But
It's
it's
a
got
hat
hands. It's like
hand.
they're hands. There's hands on the end, and at least in the 3D sprite, like it comes up to the face to like sniff at its little fingies.
Little fingies. Oh god.
That said, I think it's cool. I love the Snow Runt line. One of my favorite little friends, and it evolves into a scary little ghost monster friend. I'm gonna give this one awesome.
Alternate theory: it's not sniffing its fingers; it just ate Cheetos, and it's like, oh, I got the good Cheeto.
She's crying.
I got good
Not eating
Cheeto dust.
Cheeto dust.
Although I think
can't wait.
I think in one of the dex entries, I'm not reading them, but I recall it being like it, or it's based on like a mythical creature in Japan that like is like a spirit that traps men in ice and then eats them.
Nom 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 nom.
So I don't think it's Cheetos. I think it might be
It might
human.
be men. Might be.
Oh, I got them little.
Might be
got them
men dust.
some human man dust.
Which, interestingly enough, tastes just like Cheetos.
So yeah, people say chicken. They are
It
liars.
tastes like fake
Cheetos.
cheese, fake cheese powder.
Dahmer was like, "Wow,
Gross.
wasn't expecting that." Corey,
I was gonna say sauce, but Mason brings up the point that I didn't notice before. Its hands are coming out of its head. I'll go to awesome.
the hands are coming out of the head. I gave
And
it
they're
an
doing
awesome too,
just
so I'm not mad about it. But I think its hands are cooler. Also, I didn't mind Drapion's hands. Up next, hey, you know how you hate when you have an appliance that can only do one thing? Well, guess what? Rotom, it's your fan. It's your fridge. It's your oven. It's your lawnmower. It's your washing machine. It's Rotom. It's a Pokedex. God, I feel like we need to review Rotom forms separately because, like, regular Rotom, sauce. Fan Rotom, basic. Frost Rotom, sure. Heat Rotom, basic. Mo Rotom, Dookie. Wash Rotom, awesome. So I think overall I'm just going to balance all of them out at awesome.
Yeah, okay. I like Rotom. I do. He's one of those, though, because ultimately, Pokemon is a JRPG. It's like a very unique JRPG in that not everybody that plays like the standard like Final Fantasy and like Fire Emblem JRPGs will like be into Pokemon and that kind of thing. But there's this trend sometimes in JRPGs where there's something that reminds me of real life too much, and Rotom reminds me of real life too much in the sense that Rotom reminds me that I have chores to do. And I don't like that about it, so the gimmick kind of stresses me out a little bit. I am with Phil in the sense that my favorite form of Rotom is just basic Rotom. I think he's really cute when he's just a little zappy boy. I think I'm gonna go basic overall.
You know,
You know?
so I don't know if you guys heard it, but something spooked me. I think something fell somewhere in my room.
Rotom's a ghost type.
Oh, it got haunted by Rotom.
I am. Again, for those of you unaware, I'm dyslexic, so when I read this Pokemon's name, it just says Motor. I think, the base form, pretty solid. I like it. The only one I'm not a fan of, or the only two, I don't like the fan form because it's a flying type with the levitate ability, and that's stupid. That's a failure. Why'd they do that? Fridge is cool. Sauce to that. Sauce to heat. The Mo, I don't like its smile. Not one bit. And that's
I'm gonna
dookie.
eat some grass.
Yeah, like what are you doing? That does not taste good, and you know it. Admit it.
Maybe he would like to
washing
try
machine.
some human man dust.
Oh,
He's
it is
been
a ghost
talking to Frostlast. He's like, "Yo, put a human down in front of me."
I'll make it dust.
And then the washing machine, I like that they were like, let's make a washing machine Pokemon. Why not? I think that's cute and fun, and I love it. And then it becomes your friend in the other generations, and it becomes like a useful
Pokedex,
device.
Yeah, the Rotom Dex.
It becomes your phone, and it's also like what you store other Pokemon in because it comes with a PC. And how does that work, huh?
It's a Pokemon of holding. Where you landing, Mason?
Oh, right, I forgot. I'm going awesome. I think it's a cool concept.
I agree with the awesome. Base form, I'd give an awesome in and of itself. And the fact that it has all these other forms I think is cool, which would normally bring me up. But yeah, them being appliances doesn't really appeal to me. So I'll leave it at awesome.
I do like I know you guys were not a huge fan of the fan Rotom, but I do like its little swirlies. The cute little swirlies.
I think I'm mostly voting off of aesthetics, and I said that Fan Rotom got awesome, but yes, having Levitate on a flying Pokemon is frickin' dumb. Speaking of Pokemon with Levitate, it's time to talk about fairies that aren't fairies because they're psychic type, because fairy type didn't exist yet. It's Uxie time! And Uxie of the Lake Guardians is my favorite because they are sleepy. Sauce.
I like
Sauce.
this thing. I don't know these fairy boys, but I do like the sleepy boy. It's almost like we talked about the lore, the fan theory of the Flareon, Vaporeon, and Jolteon that became the legendary dogs. I could see this happening with an Abra, because it looks like a little sleepy Abra, but that just like evolved into this legendary Pokemon. I would definitely give it probably an awesome. I like this guy.
I think I would say probably more of like a Curlia. Okay. I think.
I could see 3 different Pokemon, all psychic Pokemon, becoming this. I could see Abra for
Here's
this
the thing:
one.
Curlia is a ballerina,
And then like Curlia for Mesper.
Ballerinas they are not restful as far as I've been aware. They are.
Yeah, but look at how sharp Uxie's toes are.
Feet, watch. Feet, watch.
Feet, watch. Toe watch. We haven't toe watched at all this
We
episode.
haven't. We've been missing out.
Those are daggers. You could stab someone with those feet like the Joker. Mason.
The Joker, known for stabbing people with his feet.
He does knife shoe in like 6 different things. Heath Ledger Joker has a knife shoe.
Oh, I don't remember that in the slightest.
It's hilarious. He like walks with a limp after he puts it out because he can't step normally because there's a blade coming out of it. It's great. Rewatch The Dark Knight. The knife shoe is hilarious. Go on.
I like Yuxi. I think it's fun. I do like that it's sleepy and it's just chilling there. I like it. Like implies to me that it could be super powerful, but it's just asleep and all this stuff is just happening around it. The one thing I don't like is the weird brain/hat that it's got and how it goes around the head but doesn't really rest on it because it's hanging off. And that's uncomfortable to me. Otherwise, pretty neat. I think the best I can do is probably basic.
Best I can do for that is a basic. Gonna have to little Pawn Stars. Corey.
Jeez.
I was ready to give this thing a chore, but I'm reading one of the dex entries in front of me. It looks like there's 2 versions, and one of them is, it is said that its emergence gave humans the intelligence to improve their quality of life.
Aww.
Which, to me, reads that if it weren't for Yuxi, we wouldn't have gotten cooked meats.
What?
We wouldn't be able to eat Togekiss.
Oh my god. We wouldn't make the burgers. We wouldn't make burgers.
So awesome.
No big burger.
No big burger. Oh my god.
Say awesome?
Corey.
Yeah.
That lore leak.
And that'll make Yuxi sleepy. Awesome.
No big burger, only big beef tartare.
Big beef tartare.
Mess Spirit, this is the Yuxi that got woken up and got grumpy. Grumpy. This is my least favorite of them. I think it's basic. It's fine. It doesn't hurt me.
It's cute. I also have a soft spot for grumpy boys, so awesome. I like this thing. I also like dreads, and it kind of looks like it has little dreads.
I don't like the weird little phalanges it's got hanging off of it. They like float slightly, and I get like, oh, it's psychic, so things are gonna float a little bit. But like, it's just a little bit enough that to me it implies that there's just a little bit of helium in there, and I don't like that one bit. I'm going chore on this one.
I agree with the chore.
Well, that'll put it at a basic. And that is Mess Spirit. Also a bad sign. I don't remember which Pokemon we're talking about with these 3. Unless we're directly talking about it. Azelf, Jirachi lost its hat, everybody. We've got an Azelf here. It's fine. It's basic. It doesn't offend me, but I'm not really gonna put it on my team.
Oh, it's so cute. It's got kind of like a little Triforce on its head. I like these boys. They're just like, I like the idea of the lake spirits. And honestly, these boys are very Triforce-y. It's like knowledge, willpower, and emotion. Like, I think that's dope. I really like these guys. I'm going to do an awesome for this guy, too. He's cute.
Yeah, I'm also thinking awesome, personally. I think this is the friendliest looking, and it looks just a little surprised, like it wasn't expecting you to walk in and it just went, oh. And I like that about it. Awesome.
I agree with the awesome. This is probably my favorite of the 3.
Nice.
Not even sleepy, but okay, let's put Azelf in the awesome.
Hashtag not even
Poor
sleepy.
Mess Spirit, like its 2 siblings got awesome, and then Mess Spirit's like, basic.
Basic.
Dialga time. It's time to talk about what I think is the beginning of ugly box art legendaries. I don't know why this started to happen, but 4th gen, ugly box art legendaries. 5th gen, ugly box art legendaries. 6th gen, kind of brought it back once. 7th gen, kind of, don't like them either. 8th gen, Kind of. But anyway, Dialga, Dookie. I don't like this thing.
I like this thing, but I'm wondering if it doesn't have to do with the fact that I play Fire Emblem Fates, and this kind of looks like Corrin's dragon form.
Oh my god.
And so I'm like a fan. I like the frill on the back. I think is really dope. The like fin frill. I like the side things. I like its like stompy feet. I think I'm gonna go awesome. I like this thing. I also am a big sucker for I like blue and like blue and white and like an aqua. It's a good color palette for me.
You know, I played Pearl when I was a kid, so legally I have to say I don't like Dialga, because that was a big issue on the playground, was which one you liked more, and it was almost entirely based. It was based entirely on which game you had, because you can't have the game that you don't like.
Well, get ready for Phil origin story in a second here then. Go on.
Go on.
I don't like it, because I had Pearl as a kid. Dookie.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel you on that, like, playground war on the buses too, man. Like, it got bad. If you were seen with the diamond and there were other kids with Pearl, oof, you were in a wrong neighborhood.
Really? It was that serious?
I feel like it was specifically this game, like, had that.
I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
it's because both of the box legendaries were so ugly, the only thing they had going for them was rivalry.
Weird.
Because no one could just be like, you know what, I just like my Pokemon and that's okay.
Because I was in middle school when this was going on, so I was busy being too cool for Pokemon when this one came out. But...
Were you? I think you might have been in high school.
Oops.
Sorry.
It's fine.
So I just remember this coming out when I was in late middle school, and I'm like...
So then I would have been in high school.
Yeah. Anyway.
So...
But yeah, I like a lot about this. It's the diamond representative, and it's got a lot of diamond-y features.
True.
The typing is really cool. Steel Dragon, heck yeah. And also, it's supposed to be the time god, I guess, or the thing, like, when it was born, that's when time started.
Yeah, these are like...
And it's got little clock hand designs all over it.
Actually gods, aren't they, in this version?
Mm-hmm. And a 10-year-old gets to
Yeah,
keep
now
it.
you can live in my Pokeball, God. I got you.
So yeah, this thing gets a sauce from me.
Whoa!
Wow.
Well, that sauce is gonna bring it up to basic
Nice.
for Dialga. Before we get into some deep fill lore, so like you said, yep, people would argue based off of which box art they had. I had Pearl, and I was ashamed because I hate Palkia a lot. I hate it in Smash Bros. When it messes up your screen, either flipping it upside down or screwing up your controls so you move the backwards way. I have no idea why it is water type.
Oh.
Why is this water dragon?
Pearls happen underwater. That's where pearls be.
Pearls happen underwater.
That's where
Cool.
pearls
What
be.
does this have to do with pearls? Other than being the legendary for Pearl and being kind of colored like a pearl. What does it have to do with pearls? What's its pearl connection? Shouldn't it be psychic if it's the spatial Pokemon and it controls space and can warp space? Doesn't that sound more psychic than water? It's I failure. I'm sorry. Failure. Kelsey.
It is 13 feet tall. It's smaller than Lugia, but it's a big boy. Yeah, this one doesn't feel as strong as Dialga to me. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with his face in the sprite.
Yeah, it's also got dumb second form Frieza face. Where its face is just this long phallic thing.
I think it has a pearl in its pauldron on its shoulder.
Yes, they do. Very cool.
No,
Very
why?
cool, good design.
Why does it have a pearl
Not
there?
your turn, Mason.
Like, Dialga has diamond-plated armor. Diamond is hard to get through. Pearl's actually not.
Pearls be soft. I don't have any of the playground troubles that were associated with these. I did not
Pick your side right now.
pick a side right now. Oh God, I feel bad because poor baby Phil apparently had a rough time with Palkia.
Not a Palkia. More like an enemy Kia.
Jeez. I think I'm gonna give it a chore. I kind of like some of the things they're doing. I do like the pauldron, and I like the like kind of wing things, and I'm always a fan of the dinosaur tail, but the face is confusing to me. So
Mason.
This is a
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I thought that was you.
no, I had finished.
to
I was just
continue.
trying to remember if I said which rating I gave. So, but I did.
Okay. This is the greatest Pokemon of all time. I said so because I had it when I was a kid. Everything about it is good. The Pauldron's great. The Pearl great. The typing makes sense, and I love it. Google told me, because I did check, that it's because like the three of this gen represent the states of matter, apparently, because steel is solid, water is liquid, ghosts are gas, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it makes
So
sense
there
for the
you
other
go.
two, but this thing's not liquid.
Phil has
That's another
water is-
failure
has
for
a
it.
problem with Palkia.
Go off, King.
Everything about it is good except for the feet. The feet are bad. I hate the feet. Everything else, great. Sauce.
This is just your revenge for Persian. Corey.
So every fiber of my being is wanting to fight this thing because I did have Diamond. But look, like it is a pretty decent thing. And Mason, I know you said the feet were the only thing bad about it. I like how weirdly complex the feet are. I kind of like that I have to think about what that's formed like, what that actually is. I'll give this thing a basic.
Thank God it ends up in shore. Palkia. All right, now let's talk about
like that's
forgettable 4th gen legendaries.
The most visceral reaction I've seen you have to a Pokemon ever.
It might be my least favorite Pokemon.
Interesting.
Like I said, highs and lows in 4th gen for Phil. Heatran. This is a Pokemon I forget exists almost all the time. Chore.
I didn't know this was a Pokemon, but it kind of looks like that evolved form of the Shieldon with its little teethy things and stuff, but kind of like worse.
Oh wow, yeah, even the head shape too.
Yeah.
And it's got a little ice cream scoop ass.
Does it? Oh, it does. This is a little poopy boy. He's a little poopy.
It's a hot poop that got a face. Never mind. I'm lowering mine to Dookie. Kelsey, go on.
I'm trying to look at this because I don't know anything about this Pokemon. Boiling blood, like magma, circulates through its body. It dwells in caves, volcanic caves. It's got cross-shaped feet, which doesn't seem super evolutionarily advantageous.
Does if you worship Jesus Christ.
Oh God. I don't like that it like probably crawls on walls and stuff. Dookie. Yikes.
Yeah, this is, in my opinion, the worst legendary Pokemon. It's just not good looking or cool. Like, I had never had a desire to actually get it, kind of thing.
Which is a shame because Fire Steel is such a cool combo.
That is a cool type.
Well,
Sorry.
no good. That was the steel type. I don't like it. This is one of those Pokemon that if it wasn't in the game, I don't think there'd be any effect. This is a failure.
Actually,
for me.
yeah, I might change mine. I mean, again, I didn't play that, but I could totally see that fail for this one, actually. I think I'm going to switch mine to fail.
Corey.
I was gonna go Dookie.
Dookie, that'll round it down. Our second failure of the generation.
Is that only the
coming
second?
in. Yeah, Ambipom and Heatran.
Heatran.
And it's a legendary. But hey, I think we might have another It's Regigigas.
Oh.
You know how fun it was to catch the Regis? Well, guess what? You get your reward in 4th gen with a Pokemon that sucks. Its attack and speed are halved during the first 5 turns it's out.
Whoa. What a weird boy.
Yeah. Fail. Not just because of its ability, but just it's why? Why does it exist? Like, I didn't like the Regis originally, and this is like a reward for the Regis. That's bad. It's got electrical socket arms. It's got grass feet. It's got, like, all the eyes of all the Regis, and it's a normal type. Kelsey, what do you think about Regigigas?
Okay, so clue me in here. If you caught, because I never caught all 3 of the Regis, as you have termed them. I knew they existed. I definitely got Rayquaza before, but not these guys. I think I caught one of them.
You have to be able to read Braille without your hands. So you need to be able to read Braille with your eyes. Catch the right Pokemon. You need to catch a Relicanth, which is a very rare Pokemon.
Oh.
Then, like, spin around in a circle 6 times on a certain square. Open this pause menu, because that's what the Braille tells you to do. You do that for all of the Regis or whatever. Like, it's very, like, put your left foot in, take your left foot out, right foot in, shake it all about. It's getting the hokey pokey done. And then you go to this cave in 4th gen after you've transferred all 3 of the Regis over to get Regigigas. And Regigigas sucks.
Weird. What a strange thing. I will say the normal typing actually works in its favor for me because I love the idea of a normal type legendary. I think that that's kind of dope. Just because
Corey's just rubbing his hands together.
I like the pattern on its arms, and I like its little. It does have a little bit of a castle in the sky robot vibe to it that I kind of like. That's a lot of work to get this thing for it to not be good for 5 turns. That seems excessive. Like, even 3 I feel like would be pushing it, but the fact that they were like, no, 5. I'm gonna go Chore, I guess, amongst all of that.
Personally, I don't have any qualms with this Pokemon. It's got like a weird, almost like Roman vibe to me for some reason. Like, I don't know why, but it just reminds me of something I feel like would be like an ancient, like, Roman myth. It's like, oh, this Pokemon, which we know about because it's ancient Rome, or whatever.
They love Pokemon.
But yeah,
Socrates and Plato were like, Socrates had Pearl and Plato had Diamond, and they were like, you son of a bitch. In Rome.
Yeah, Socrates in Rome, I think, right? Wasn't he? He was Greek. But besides that,
yeah, that was a dumb joke. It didn't work. Anyway, that I made, not your joke. Your joke was good.
No, it's good.
I took your joke. I drove it into
I was
the
saying
ground.
it so the comments wouldn't. Yeah, I can't give this anything above Chore, but I can't give it anything below Chore either. It's very much in the middle for me.
Corey, are you feeling chory?
Not sure.
What?
So I like this thing. And Phil, you make great points with it being really hard to get for not being very good. But you don't get it for fighting. You get it because it is a trophy. It is an achievement. It is like, you go through all that work to say, hey, I did it. And if you have one, that means you went through the work to get it. It's a trophy. Otherwise, I think its style looks really cool. I can kind of see where you're coming from, Mason, with the grease. It kind of looks like it's made of marble, but it's got like moss covering. Also, one of its things says at one point it towed continents with ropes.
Whoa.
Which means it's got 2 amazing abilities. 1, it's strong enough to tow continents, and 2, it is able to magically make ropes strong enough to like handle the tension.
A 10-year-old should definitely own this thing.
Right. I'll go awesome.
Ooh, well, that'll put it at Chore, which I think is actually fitting, even though I wanted to call it a failure, because really, this is the definition of the Chore Pokemon.
Do all the things to get it.
Wait, why do we put Rotom in chore? Because it does chores.
Because it's actually cool and cute.
That's fair. That's fair. But it does.
All right, we've really got to speed this up. Let's shift things into third gear, Athena, and talk about Giratina. This is my favorite of the box art legendaries. I still don't really like it, but I'll say it's basic. That's fine. Its origin form, I don't understand the purpose of that. Oh, I guess it gets different stats. The stats are slightly better, I guess. It just gets more attack and less defense. Yeah, I'll say this is a basic for me.
Basic. Okay. I like this thing. It's kind of got like weird Chernobog vibes for me that I'm kind of digging with the wings. I like the origin form a lot. I like that it's Ghost Dragon. That's dope. I think I'm going to give it an awesome.
Yeah, this is a cool Pokemon with a cool type, and it just like it exudes cool, and it's just fun and edgy, and I love it, and it's sauce.
It's Reaper the Pokemon.
Reaper Pokemon. Death walks
Ghost Dragon is
among
just a cool
you.
type.
Yeah, Ghost Dragon is a cool type. And actually, I shouldn't say this is the Reaper Pokemon. Reaper from Overwatch came after this.
Yeah,
So Reaper
Reaper-
ripped off Giratina.
Reaper is the personified Pokemon Giratina.
Corey?
Put me down for the basic. It's got some cool stuff, but it doesn't particularly excite me.
Well, that'll balance Giratina out at awesome. Oh, I accidentally Freudian slipped. I typed a second S at the end of Regigigas. Giratina going into the awesome category. Hey, we have more legendaries I kind of forget about because
Holy
they're hard to get, but I
shit,
actually...
There's so many.
Yeah, 4th gens when they started doing too many. Cresselia, though, I like. It's the moon Pokemon. It's very moony. Even though I forget that this one exists, mostly because I think it's hard as heck to get. Yeah, but I like it. I'll say this is an awesome.
Yeah, this is interesting that this, like, they made this and then they were like, Pokemon Sun and Moon, we got a different moon Pokemon for you now. I like this.
Friendship ended with Cresselia.
Yeah, but I like this thing. I like its, like, drapery thing. I like its distinctly feminine look because traditionally the moon is associated with female stuff and the male sun counterpart, and I like that about this. I think it's pretty cool. I'll have to ask you guys about like why it's so hard to get. This is fascinating to me again because I didn't play those games, but I would give this an awesome.
I think this is one of the first, and maybe I'm wrong about this one. Maybe this isn't one. I think it's one of the ones that you had to like download from like GameStop on a certain day.
Oh, that's
So like, just if your mom or dad wouldn't drive you there,
you couldn't get it.
Cresselia.
Oh,
But I could be wrong. This could be one you could get in game. I know you can get it in later games. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I have no real opinions on this one. I didn't ever have it. I thought it was cool, and I don't dislike it, so I'm gonna go basic, just because I've got no attachment to it, and it doesn't really do much for me personally.
I'm going Dookie on this. So we already had a Sun and Moon Pokemon, Lunatone and Solrock. Granted, they weren't great. So let's bring in some legendaries that fit that, right? We'll make a Moon one, and Oh, wait, actually, this doesn't get paired with anything. There's no sun thing. In fact, wait, why is there one just for the moon?
Oh, there is no sun.
It does get
And
paired
then-
with something, and we're going to talk about it in a second.
If it does, it doesn't make sense to me. But, yeah, Dookie, that's my grade.
Okay, well, it'll balance out at basic.
Ooh.
I'm a little hurt.
Oh, a little strong opinion.
Fione! This takes the pixie of this generation, which is Manaphy, and it says, what if Manaphy had worse, though? It's just as cute as Manaphy, and in my opinion, looks almost no different from it. Basic. It's fine.
It's so cute. I don't know what Manaphy is, actually, but this thing's really cute. I like its little eye bubbles and its little chest thing, and I'll give it an awesome. Looks like a little chime.
Mason?
You know, I'm not a fan. I think it's weird that they were like, take Manaphy and breed it, and then you get a baby version of it.
Oh.
Again, dyslexic, so this one is named iPhone. Not sure, like, if I could give it anything above Chore. I think Chore is where it lives.
And it is a chore to get, because you have to get a legendary and then put it with a Ditto.
Interesting.
And it can't evolve into Manaphy.
Oh.
Like,
Weird.
Like, it's a baby of Manaphy that can't evolve into Manaphy, so it can't ever get good.
That's strange.
Corey, what do you think about Fione?
I don't get it at all. I don't understand why it needed to be a thing at all. I won't give it fail because it does have charm, but I don't want to go very high with it, Dookie.
I might do, now knowing more of the lore behind it, I think I want to switch mine to a basic from awesome. Like, I like the design a lot, but I could totally see people playing this and being like, why though? But why this thing?
That'll bring it down to a chore. Now, I will point out, Manaphy was definitely one of those Pokemon that, like, you had to get through an event, I think.
Which is even more...
No, you had to get it, you had to transfer an egg from Pokemon Ranger.
which I did not
But
know was a
Manaphy-
thing.
Oh, Ranger was so fun.
Manaphy's cute. I like Manaphy. It's a pixie. I'll say it's awesome.
It's cute, but... in the one... I don't like the two balls on the end of its head, because it kind of looks... like testicles.
It kind of looks like two balls.
Yeah, I am not huge on that. Maybe they are far... I wish they were, like, just, like, a little farther apart.
At least they're symmetrical.
I'll give this one a basic, too.
I said awesome, but
Well, no,
anyway.
I meant I gave its baby form basic. I'll give this one a basic.
Okay. Mason?
Yeah, this one for me, it jumps up because it's better than Fione. I think Manaphy is just better. I liked the anime movie it got. I think is a
Yeah.
classic in my mind. I played Pokemon Ranger, so I got that egg and I bred it a bunch for no reason because I didn't need so many Fiones. But I enjoy it. I think it's cute. I think it's better Fione. So I'm just going to go with basic. It's a step up.
Corey?
Chore with it. It's a step up, but I give the last one Dookie.
Yeah.
Well, that'll balance it out at a chore for Manaphy. Or no, that'll be basic for Manaphy. Oops. Oof, almost downgraded it. Manaphy in the basic category. Now, okay, so Darkrai is the bad dreams Pokemon.
We're
It's
still going
evil.
with legendaries? What is
Yeah,
happening?
we're not even...
Yeah.
Kelsey, we have 2 more after this.
What the fuck? Why are
Three
there
more.
so many?
But it's the bad dreams Pokemon. It gives people's nightmares. And Cresselia, sorry. Cresselia fights the bad
Yeah, she
dreams
gives
and tries
good
to
dreams.
give people good dreams.
Then why is she a moon? Why isn't she just a dream catcher?
Because it's
Well, it's the moon.
Also,
it's the
go back
moon
and
in
look
the
at her
sky.
design. She's a moon and a dream catcher.
and it's a moon. It's the moon
that's
and
not-
versus the pitch black Pokemon.
Yeah, it's pitch back. It's the night sky dichotomy. It's not the sun
It's-
and the moon. It's the moon and everything around the moon.
It's
which
Riddick.
is nothingness.
It's
This is
really
pitch
pitch
black.
black.
Corey.
Gonna get out. Gonna have to light up those energy cells.
Yup. Lulls people into sleep, makes them dream. Activate. Darkrai's cool. Darkrai sauce. I never got him because he's another one like go to GameStop.
Yeah. I think I did get one, and I was like, "What
But-
are you?"
But yo, like Darkrai, he looks like he's wearing a tuxedo of evil.
Evil tuxedo.
Apparently, his backstory, like, some of the like the platinum one, to protect itself, it afflicts those around it with nightmares. However, it means no harm. Like, it's evil. It knows it's harmful, but it doesn't want to be. So it's a sad boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is a sauce for me.
I like this thing. I like that its name is Darkrai. It's pretty dope. Which you think by this point I'd be like, everything's a fail because stop making legendaries. But I wish it was ghost type. I will say that. That would be cool. Yeah, I like this thing. I like this ghosty boy. I honestly would probably give it a sauce too. I think it's pretty cool.
I'm also thinking sauce. Is there any zesty good consideration?
Don't think I would do zesty for him.
Yeah, it would be Zesty over Vespiquen and Lucario, and I don't think it's better than either of those.
I also am a big fan of our zesty being non-legendaries personally.
Yes, they can be legendaries, but we'll try to make them not legendaries. Or I'll usually defer to non-legendaries, with some exceptions. Corey?
The exception being Palkia, the best Pokemon.
Gross. Disgusting.
Darkrai, yeah, I think Darkrai's cool. I give him an awesome. I just, I guess his apparent counterpart I don't care for at all.
Fair enough.
Well, that'll put Darkrai in the sauce. We only had 2 sauce in this session so far. But Kelsey will make sure that Shaman, because I know Kelsey will give this thing sauce. And you know what? I will give it sauce too. This is, they took a hedgehog, they made it a bush, and they said, it's a god.
Sweet baby. Sweet baby god.
And then they made it a deer, I guess, and it can fly now.
It's like a dog deer. It's like, I don't get it.
No, it's Rudolph.
It's a Rudolph. It's a Rudolph.
It's
the God
Rudolph.
Sky Hedgehog.
The god, sky, hedgehog, bush. What is not clear about this? It is sauce.
Okay, well, you called it. This is a sauce for me. Look at this boy. Oh my god, it's so cute. It's like this little celebration hedgehog. It's so adorable. I do like the sky form. I like the land form better, but oh my gosh, so cute. Sauce.
I don't know if I'm going to go all the way to sauce, but definitely awesome.
I easily give this thing sauce. I'd love to talk zesty if we could.
I'd be down for this. See, look at this boy.
I'm gonna decline the zesty conversation. Shaman will get comfortably into sauce, and it will unfortunately not be eligible for a zesty vote, as Mason has called it awesome.
I will, yeah, you know what it is? But I remember I got a Darkrai. I think I got like 2 Darkrai's because we went into GameStop because I was like, I want a Shaman. These are cool. And instead I got 2 Darkrai's. And I was like, he's fine, but Shaman.
Yes. And then we both got sick when Shaman came out and you didn't get it.
I know. It was sad.
We were sad.
It was sad.
Now, one last legendary. The legendary of all legendaries. The god legendary Arceus. I don't really care for it. Basic.
It's so neat. Ooh, it changes colors. Ooh. I don't know this Pokemon, but I'm fascinated. I also like its little trotting picture. I like this thing. It's not quite as awesome as the legendary for me from X, but it's pretty cool. I also, again, I like that this is a normal type legendary, because I feel like the definition of normal is it's like a your everyday kind of thing, and I like the idea of subverting that. I'm gonna give it an awesome.
Normal's actually its worst typing. It changes typing based off of the plate it has, and there is no normal type plate.
What if you don't?
So it
what if
doesn't
you don't
get the
put
buff.
a plate on it?
Well, then it's
What if
worse
it's
because all of the
naked?
plates also boost the power of.
Arceus naked.
Sorry, did you say sauce or awesome?
Awesome.
Mason.
I think it's cool. I mean, it's the literal god in the Pokemon world. I think it's kind of always neat when worlds just like, yeah, there is for sure a god, and it's this weird deer-looking thing over there. I like it. I like it quite a bit. I'm gonna go awesome.
I'm also agreeing with the awesome. Yeah, God of all Pokemon, we got a normal type. It looks sick. It's got a lot of coolness to it. Yeah, awesome.
Tied for the highest base stats in the game. It'll get the awesome.
Awesome.
Tied, of course, with the true god of Pokemon, Slacking. Which means that we are done with Generation 4.
Are we considering Victini Gen 5 then?
It is Gen 5.
Yeah, it's Gen 5.
It's the first Gen 5 Pokemon. Spoilers. Which will both of our guests, you want to do Gen 5 with us?
I mean, yeah, whatever you guys want to do, we'd be down to hang out, down to clown.
Perfect. But first, we need to discuss Lucario or Vespiquen. What is the zest?
Those are both very good.
I am Team Lucario. It is my favorite Pokemon. I know that Mason thinks it's kind of overrated. He's wrong. Because Lucario is still in Smash the same way Jigglypuff is still in Smash. If they started making the roster today for a new game that had nothing to do with previous Smash games, they would only take Gen 1. You know it's true. They would not worry about serving Gen 4. They only did it because Lucario came out the same time Brawl did. And also, he's super cool in Brawl. He's up on the mountain training. Him and Meta Knight fight until the Ice Climbers are like, we're too cute for fighting to happen near us. Zesty.
Okay. I would be very happy with either of these, to be honest, but I think I'm going to go Vespiquen. I really wanted her, and I was always sad that I couldn't find her, and I just like her whole deal.
It's the battle of the oversaturated and the undersaturated. Corey.
If we are talking...
Oh, go ahead, Mason. Sorry.
It's all right. If we are talking which Pokemon represents the region the best, and is the Pokemon that I think is cool and most exudes this is the 4th gen Pokemon, the one that exists, I think Lucario beats Vespiquen.
Yes. Corey.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be happy with either or. It's tough because Lucario is Lucario is the poster child of this gen for me. But Vespiquen, in their own right, also does represent this gen pretty well, because this gen introduces a lot of different, like, unique evolution patterns and, like, unique ways to get things evolved.
But do we want to celebrate honey? Did we like honey? Do we want honey to come back in future Pokemon games?
Oh, I mean, save the bees, but maybe not save the honey in Pokemon games.
Do we want to not be able to time travel our DS because it's based off of a clock that's inside the cartridge, so we have to wait 6 real hours to maybe get a Pokemon and maybe not, and have an 82% chance for it to be a male Combee, and even a chance that it's just a frickin' hoot hoot?
Let Corey make a decision.
Well, I was going to say, but that being said, I'm Team Lucario.
Vespiquen, obviously a top sauce member of Gen 4. Honestly, maybe my highest sauce outside of Lucario. I really like Vespiquen. And I don't mean to disrespect it, but Lucario is my favorite Pokemon, so I will lawyer for it really hard.
Yeah, we noticed.
Kelsey,
I'm kidding.
sorry.
I'm kidding. I appreciate it.
I'm sorry. I gave you Shaman.
You did. Thank you.
We fought together against Ambipom. I mean, all 4 of us fought together against Ambipom.
Ambipom.
That'll do it for us today. Come back to hear us talk about 5th gen. I'm very excited for 5th gen, one of my favorite generations. I think loaded to the brim with quality Pokemon. I'm Phil.
I'm Corey.
Kelsey.
I'm Mason.
Bye.
Bye.